don't want to walk this guy into the Atlas particularly. But I guess that's where we're going.
Roger that. Full speed.
Any downside over sprinting over just moving? Yes. Downside isn't accuracy on your mech. You get a -2 as opposed to a -1. And you lose, you can't regenerate stability. If you just move on your mech, it regenerates stability. If you sprint, you maintain your stability damage.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, we need to back the fuck up again.
Copy that. Reporting critical hits. Out of LRMs.
Out of LRMs, didn't even notice.
Roger that.
Okay.
Ready for orders.
Is he going to be in a spot I can't melee him on? No, but I can't get behind him. Still where I'm going. This is no stuff active right now too, right? Right. Give me Atlas Spine.
Heading out.
Took out all of his X-Pulse with that. That's great. Combat shield large destroyed too. Pretty nice overall attack, I think.
Orders. Here it comes.
If he misses, sucks. Okay.
Good to go.
I don't really care about flames in this mech.
Confirmed.
Two hits at the autocannon at point blank range doesn't kill it. Half armor too, it's kind of brutal. 4 hits for 25. None of them dodging with the stealth even, which kind of sucks.
Receiving you.
Strong pilot, looks like. Get a block shot there. Yeah.
On the move. Full speed.
Can multi-shot here. What do I need to kill this guy? Maybe 20. Is imaging on or off here? Imaging is on.
Multiple enemies locked in.
Great. Less great.
Reporting critical hit.
I mean, these mechs are going down a lot faster. Some of that was bad rolls on our part, and some of it is the fact they're a lot lighter in terms of armor. Now, I still don't think, even if I had perfect information from what I was facing, I still don't think I wanted to go anywhere else than where we went to start with, but maybe. I don't think so, though. I really don't.
Full speed, no target.
I don't know. It's scary. Took a lot of damage this mission. It's a much harder level 4 than the ones we've fought so far. Enemy vehicles being enemy vehicles. Sure.
Aye, aye.
Alright, we got nothing left here, and we're too low on health to really fuck around. It's time to leave.
Roger that.
Landmines explode 29. I don't understand how this entire map is just now one giant landmine.
Yes, Commander.
It's really annoying.
Affirmative. Position confirmed.
Yeah, we may not have come out ahead on this mission with the NWCO loss. Okay.
Standing by.
He's built pretty fucking healthy right now. We get him in the center torso or keep working on that left side? I think it's got to be center.
Commander. Putting my weight into it. Ready for orders. Yes, Commander.
Sucks that guy's out of optimal for this. It's better. Oh, we only have 40 missiles. This is our last round of fire. Okay.
Affirmative. One more for the trash heap. I'm out of long-range missiles.
I hate that this guy's still alive. Just hit me for 63.
Took a hard hit there. Standing by.
Can't apparently even see him, which is kind of bullshit.
Target neutralized.
Gotta watch our facing. I really would like to break LOS with the guy. Left arm is bad arm. Our bulwark will give us stability here.
Waiting for orders.
I would actually like to bring this guy into support for this, but I don't, because like his lasers have infinite optimal. If I can get inside their max range, I have infinite optimal.
Commander?
But at the moment, I'm pretty sure these guys are just literally just gonna die to anything that shoots at them right now. Can we possibly stop running over landmines though? I mean, there hasn't been a guy shooting LRMs in this area of the map. There's just the landmines spread over way too many tiles.
Commander?
All right, this needs to happen first because we need to keep doing damage to this guy before he fucks somebody's day up. And he keeps he keeps trying to fuck people's day up. Let's just make sure we're not running anything on this. Not okay, good. All right, keep hitting him in the spine.
Copy that.
Got his other torso. Not exceptionally great.
Critical hit.
This guy rolled a 22 for no reason whatsoever. Dude, he gives no shit about stability. This mech has armor left though, so it's okay.
Good to go.
MRMs are out. No other ammos. Can pirate laser him. I remember this being a bitch to get up this hill, huh? Certainly won't be doing it with jump jets. How do I use it as an actual laser? Does it have to not be busted?
Yes, Commander. Copy that. Orders.
Wow. Okay, so we can either shoot him from down here, which isn't even that good. We can take a shit jump there. We could shoot broken. This is going to be better with obstructed than it is going to be when we jump. So we shoot first, then jump.
I copy.
350s, feels bad. Any hit knocks him over, which fucks his initiative for next round, makes him a better target, etc., etc.
Engaging jump jet.
Okay.
Receiving you.
Still got a tank and a helicopter.
Orders.
I think I have autocannons on it. Snub-nose PPC. RD4s on MMLs. ER medium laser. I don't think anything has long-range weaponry left.
Receiving you.
Can we possibly contribute? Absolutely. Oh, thirsty. Phase 16. Okay.
Standing by.
All right. Definitely want to shoot some people with this. Would like it to be an optimal. It's not an optimal. That's an optimal. A move doesn't fuck us too hard. We want to show them right side, not left side. So like that. D4 only, unfortunately. I will vigilance. Hit him once. Should be a knockdown.
Scored a critical hit.
I'm not sure the knockdown helps us very much here. Maybe sets up for the bombast kill. I'm a little out of sync with where we went. Who went where? Okay.
Waiting for orders.
Are we done killing this Atlas yet? No? Still beating it?
Move order received. Engaging.
Excellent. Killed everything of value in it. Well played. Okay. Wait, what do you mean? Mission just ends? Didn't really want mission to just end. All right, staying alive. Lost his clan endo steal. Really big deal there. Nobody else took. We took a little bit of structure damage in the Minotaur. Took a lot of hits on the Weatherman. We didn't lose any other components. Yeah. There's probably one Atlas part there somewhere. One Atlas part. B-pods, AC-10, AC-20s, more Chef countermeasures. Howitzer 2K times 2. LBX AC-10. Rotary AC-5 times 1. MML-7 times 2. Mortars, sniper, artillery, Beagle probes, case 2s, comm suites, engine cores, RD4s, RD4s again. FCS improved, indirects, heatsink doubles, Omni hands, Omni lower arms, sensor tracker, SLIC suite. We lost value on this mission for sure. It sucks. Okay. I'll grab that Atlas part. We could grab a Centurion part and finish off a Centurion if we wanted one. We can grab the if we want to finish off a Ghost, I think we can finish off a Ghost as well. We're at 4 of 5. We could finish 3 mechs with this. If we take Ghosts, well, 2 mechs. Ghost, Centurion, and then Atlas. Let's see what else is in there that we care about. How do you shoot this weapon without hitting yourself? ER large laser, ER medium, heavy rifles. I don't care about any of this shit. I like the rotary AC-5 a little bit. Don't care about any of the rest of this shit. LRM-5 Delta is fine. Coming down through here. Don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care. Don't care. Take the 260, but don't care. Artemis 4s, don't care. Improved. Alright, but not exciting. Indirects, primitives, heat sink doubles. These are a little bit interesting. There's 3 omnipod lower arms. And 2 omnipod hands. Sensor tracker times 2. I already have 2 of these though. They're good. We're waiting to put one in. We could take a sensor tracker times 2 if we wanted to not finish up something like the Centurion perhaps. I'm not excited about getting a Centurion right now. Could take that. Ghost might be mad, but we have one. So, alright, taking that. Alright, got a Champion Clint Atlas. We got the Centurion part anyways. Got the LBX AC-10, but missed the double. Primitive, indirect, case 1, light PPC. This was garbage rolls. Maybe the LBX-10 cluster ammo is worth something, but I doubt it. Okay. We lost value hardcore on that mission. Feels bad, man. Last couple of missions went very well though, so it's nice to see that the 4 stars can throw us a curveball still. Clan Endosteel. I don't even know if I can rebuild that mech with Clan Endosteel. Without Clan Endosteel, rather. Happened last mission. We got shot 6 times in the center torso in a row. 288 in 13 days. Fuck me. Okay. Repairs, repairs, repairs. Okay. Well, the summoner is going to be changed to a melee mech. We do have a mask, but not a second supercharger. We probably can run it. What is the 2 that don't fit together? Is it the supercharger and the mask? Or excuse me, the supercharger and the TSM? Or I'm not sure how that works. We have to mess with that. We need a big mech bay time anyways. This is the now incentive to do that since we're working on 6 days on that. TSM mask. Oh, that's unfortunate. Ouch. It's going to cost us a lot of our remaining cash to do anything too. I should not be shopping at the faction store right now, but you know. Got an engine lamb. It's neat. And we're just checking in case there's a cheap Clan Endosteel. All right. We have some mech bay timing. I'm going to refill on coffee, grab some water, and then we're going to mech bay it up. So I'll put the tooltip on the screen for you guys. And I'll be back in a minute. All right, chat. I'm a bit worried we don't have the money to actually refit our mechs appropriately. Let's take a look at the a couple things here, but let's take a look at the staying alive here. Oh, it lets me repair it. Oh, I thought that was dead and gone. That's pretty nice. Maybe because it's a clan mech and does it start with clan endosteel? Yeah, it's because the Omni mech clan endosteel. I think it's because it can't be removed as a component. That is nice. Because we would what is regular endosteel? It's 15. Yeah, we'd be stuck. We wouldn't have enough slots to rebuild this. Well, it does slightly complicate things. Because cash-wise, we might have to just rebuild as is. It is 6 days to get the mech running. See how it has 0 armor on it anywhere? You have to put this armor back on anyways. I guess, chat, I guess we could look at what does it take timing wise to rebuild, time and cash wise to rebuild this right now. So expensive to repair armor. I wonder if it's cheaper to repair armor after. Should I pull the ferrofibrous off? Anyone know if I save value pulling the ferrofibrous off and then putting it back on and then doing repairs? Did I just save value there? Was it less than 183 a second ago? Let's try that. So this is 187,799. No. I mean, anyways. Probably looks like we weren't at, well, we might have been at max leg armor actually. Is this the armor we were running? I think it might have been. Okay. But let's say for a moment that we wanted to build in the hatchet and the defensive stuff on it now. Issue is it's about the right timing. Depends how long we do it. Let's just look at the build. We can print screen the build later. Print screen it and come back to it, right? I mean, maybe we're lucky it hit us in the center torso as opposed to blowing up the ammo off the arms or something. Pretty sure it does let me put the hatchet on this. Pretty sure we've already tried it. Yeah, get fucked, the haters and doubters. What else does it need? It's a shield, not a hatchet. Oh, the pirate lasers for melee bonus. That's a yes. We got to watch the install order, by the way, chat. We will do that when we actually do this, which we're not at right now. Doesn't need a dominance laser. This thing can run 1 billion support weapons. Does this fire in melee? But it's misfire chance. Presumably we would run something like, we wouldn't run pirate laser because it jams and blows up here. We could run laser AMS on this in like 6. We could literally run 4 AMSs on this if we wanted to. Because it has it has infinite hard points. So how much AMS do you want to run?
Welcome back.
Thank you, Amarat, for the 11 months. Welcome back. How much melee damage does this even do? It's the base. We never did decide if the chassis quirk was a real thing or not. So far, this is pretty unexciting. Could maybe run one of the suites. Like, I think we have a sensor suite in here somewhere. Like a warfare suite. Should be over 200, maybe. Sweet, sweet, bro. Now what? I mean, this is gonna be good when we use it eventually. We never captured any of those repair things. I would run individual repair location things to try to duplicate the armor that Xanabu's got. I'm really pleased that our endo steel didn't blow up. Machine guns don't fire in melee. Dominance lasers do. Snub nose does. Maybe we build this into a different melee unit, chat. Maybe. Plasma have negative minimum range. I mean, that's the only thing we could do. We could either build support weapons into it that do damage in melee, or we can add AMSs, and that's really all we can do with the weight on this. Think about the pilots that are going to be in this. You need a pilot who can have a reasonable amount of piloting skill to use mass, and you need a pilot with a reasonable amount of it is piloting. Piloting is both mask and melee damage, right? Getting advanced AMS is nice, correct, because that will intercept with anybody and it doesn't jam on its own. Still feels like we're wasting this though, right? Don't need that. We got like 12 tons. So the reason why I didn't scrimp and save to buy that planting thing was I'm pretty sure it said melee weapon, which I think is the same. Maybe not. This is combat shield. I'm not sure where melee weapon goes. I thought melee. It said melee weapon, comma melee weapon, which I assumed meant it was taking our melee weapon, which I assumed meant it interfered with our hatchet. But that hatchet says nothing about melee weapon, so I don't know what the melee weapon modifier means. Do any of you all know what that means? Let's back out for a quick second and look. Oh, I could have done it via the store. Oops. Let's just check if they have like a 30k melee weapon. We might save and buy it if they do. Should probably just save now anyway. It's been a while. Is the heat sinking going to work? It generates no heat whatsoever on that mech yet. Could you add a claw? The claw can't go on that mech, so no. Oops. We're looking for just any melee weapon that says has the modifier melee weapon. Faction store got shitty real quick, didn't it? Okay, what about the system store? System store remains shitty. Wait, what was it? There was a super heavy part? What was that? Where's that? Oh, 150 ton Mozilla. Big boy. 11 million. In case we have that just sitting around and we want to invest in our future. Nice. All right. Oops, didn't want to go to refit. I wanted to take a look at our mech bay storage. We can build a Centurion now. It's weird that it shows me I can build this one. I thought you had to have at least 2 parts of one to do it. That you could. I thought I could only build this one. I didn't think I could build that one. Thought we got that ghost. Ghost of 50 ton, right? Wait, what do you mean 4? I had 4 before I finished the mission and I picked a ghost. Did I not pick a ghost part? Thought I picked ghost part Atlas. Maybe I gave up the ghost for the Atlas? No, I gave up the Centurion. Where's my fucking 5th ghost part? Maybe I only had 3. Maybe. So we could build a Centurion out of shit parts. Cost me a couple, probably like 100K to build it. We have the first part of a Hero Atlas. It's nice. Is it an Omni Centurion? Where? Which one's the Omni? The OA, right? So I can just build it with all the parts, apparently. Cost me 40K, 40K, 40K. 40K again. So it's costing me 160K to put this together. Bit tight right now. We almost want to... This is a bit of an annoying conundrum here. We don't know if the grasshopper... I guess we could move time... Okay, so what we're probably going to end up doing is moving time forward 1 day and then loading. Because what we need to see is... Stop. Move time forward 2 days. Glad we saved. Is we need to see what happens if we just strip... Can the grasshopper use all of the stuff needed to get the rotaries going? Because if it is, we might as well refit this to melee now. Even if it's not particularly great. Because we're about to go up in the number of mechs we can bring, I believe. Or if not going up in the number of mechs we can bring, it's something like we're getting, we're going to retire one of the shit mechs or something. But let's look, because we're going to have a fair amount of mech bay time right now. See what we do with this. So we're now looking at, where's my... Don't lie to me. I know it finished because I saw it finish. Oh, it wasn't. Okay, it doesn't matter because we're just waiting. We're waiting and we're going to load this anyways. We're just going to look at a build. Okay. So what does the grasshopper look like with its weapon systems available? And the other kind of, we knew there's going to be mech bay. We have a lot of goals here. So first off, can we just duplicate what we're giving up on the one we're giving it up on? The answer should be yes on this because reasons. Also, how much are we giving up for this? This is going to end up as a... do we have engine +4? We have an engine +5. It's on a 280 right now. Rip 1.6 million to install clan engines. Clan engines are very good though, and you'll use them forever. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say we got plenty of weight on this thing to do this. Like, plenty of weight. I don't have regular ferrofibrous anymore. I've only got heavy, which I don't have the space for. So we're using base armor. Ew, base armor. Could put the chameleon on it. This is, I mean, this is actually not even garbage for it, except the heat, right? How much did that cost to install, by the way? Nothing. Basically costs nothing to install. So if the stealth costs fuck all to install, we might move the stealth around a little bit too. I think it's been interesting moving up in the difficulty to see what some of the implications of some of the systems are. At the moment this unit has no survivability built into it. We need to consider how we're giving it survivability. But I am just looking roughly at the slots to get some sense of this shit. So, Guardian ECMs and Clan Actives and all the headgear and gyros. Dreadnought. So we got 1 million tons of weight. Could we also make it our heat boat? Could we throw in the oh dude, but it's got these. It's got support weapons slots, so I can actually put AMSs on it. Oh, that's a bit more exciting. Recoils are, I mean, we'd have to build it this way. Do we want to build the rotaries on it? Are there other weapon systems we want to run on this boat? The rotaries, I think, are going to be better than just like a random assortment of pulses. Give it a bigger engine. Doesn't, I mean, it has very good optimal, so engine size is limited return. Does let us heat sink nicely, which is going to be relevant. Could clan heat sink it. Get in there. 2.2 million to build this in 13 days. Still 3 tons. We haven't touched the armor. Could give it stealth, although the heat's probably an issue. Oh, right, and ammo. Yeah, ammo's gonna fuck it right now. So we kind of can, The answer is yes. It's a matter of how hard we want to go with it. It can definitely take the load out the clan summoner can bring and make it better. We do lose arm accuracy off the disco lasers, which is kind of annoying actually, because we don't want to reduce our efficiency, but we can probably make it faster, more heat efficient, tankier in some way. We can, you know, more AMS, something, right? It's got better slots than this, not better slots than the summoner. It's got better weight for stuff we can interact with than the cleanse summoner. So it will be pretty good. It's going to take forever, and we may be a little bit short on cash to mess with it. But the point being that if we want to refit the summoner now, we will still be able to take use of those weapon systems. All right, where are we on our engineering process? We're currently allowed 1, 2, 3. We can go up to 7 mechs. We've only been dropping 6. We don't have 7 full mechs yet. And what are we upgrade in progress on what right now? We're building repaired mech bay. Which one's repaired mech bay? This one? Oh, it's engine repairs. Command console. Command console. Upgrade in progress where, bro? Which one? Is there any way I would have taken one of these stupid ones while we were waiting? Well, I mean, it's very easy to do this because we're going to load this one anyways because we're messing around with fits. So we can just cancel this and see which one it was. 700K. It's a good one. That means we invested in our future, which is nice. Which one was it? It was this one. So it was getting the 7th mech. Currently, you start with 4 control. This is only bringing us to 6. So we are actually 2 upgrades away from fielding 7 mechs. So we got a while before 7th mech is coming online anyways. So we need to have 6 now. Okay, that's fine. But what it does mean is the limiting factor on running missions is going to be getting this thing up and running. As well as possibly swapping these around. So the Weatherman is still doing very good damage at very good ranges. It's actually a very nice unit for killing off low hit point enemies at good range. The issue is it has no survivability. One of my stealth systems has a Clan Pharaoh built into it. I don't know which one. Might be the FF stealth. It sounds like ferrofibrous stealth. Sure is. It's this one. The Bombastier. So I had some thought of making this one into a heat boat. Because this has all the flexible slots, right? We can fit SRMs in here. We can fit plasma on it. And we could get back the Bombass. We could take this shitty autocannon mech and make it into 2 Bombass. Still wounded right now? No. It's just it's so much work. It's so much time to refit everything like as a team. So the NSS has been fine. But this thing has been garbage. So we'd have to stick a plasma on, or not plasma, we'd stick a Bombass on either arm. And it would go down. Or we could do ERPPCs here too. But the Weatherman needs help. He's getting beat up. If we're going to keep him, and we probably do want to keep him because we're not going to build another LRM mech anytime soon. We're going to need some defensive abilities. So the NSS is nice. How much does this take to install, just out of curiosity? It's just not going to get me any weight back. This one generates a lot more heat than the other one, but weighs or takes up a lot less slots. Both are very good at long and extreme ranges for defenses. Although putting a stealth system on a mech that runs a composite or runs whatever the hell the thing is that makes me have 0 structures, it's scary as fuck. And we'd have to add Angel ECM back to the Weatherman, dropping the IFF, or dropping the headgear, the bacon sheath. I don't really want to go down in weight on the missile systems on this, but it needs to be tankier than it is. Can't use it some of the time. Bacon works with stealth. It counts as ECM, sure, but I don't get the stacking bonuses that are so important to the stealth systems. I mean, all right, again, we're going to load this file, so it shouldn't matter. Let's just try pulling off some stuff here and messing around with what fits where. What can we make the Weatherman into if we do this? This just literally doesn't let me do this right now. That was bad. Okay. All right. We have 3 stealth systems. It would be nice to have our 3 lightest mechs running them, or some sort of version of that. Okay, so this guy does not have weight to spare. So running the FF stealth is likely going to be what we want here. We might not, looking at this, I think we would have to move the Artemis. We're going to need slots. It's going to be very hard to get slots back on this mech, isn't it? We don't need slots because it takes the same. Unless it has reserve slots as well, which it does. It's 2 reserve slots, but I don't think it... I think it's this. I think that actually works. FF stealth. So drop that for a second. Put that in. Move that. Put that in. Remove that. Remove that until I get this in, please. Okay. There's like no way that's gonna fit, huh? Nope. There's like a 0% chance any of this ever fits again. There's just not enough there's just not enough slots to deal with this. And there's not enough heat to deal with the other one. Heat or weight, because this is the only one of our stealth systems that also reduces weight. So, mentally, conceptually, we have 3 stealth systems. We've got the NSS, the FF, and we have the Chameleon. The Chameleon wants us to not move, right? Starts with 3 sensor stealth and 4 movement stealth, as well as signature reduction. Gives us increased sensor range, gives us increased sight range, both of which are great. Weighs a couple tons. We can move a little. We lose one mimetic charge per 4 hexes moved. Oh, jeez. I need to, you know what? You guys remember my Civ sheets where I printed them out and stuck them on the wall? I need like this shit referenced there. Because, all right, so Chameleon is... Because this is so much information on this, right? But think about this when you're designing a mech. And you're designing a mech and you already have your built up mech and you got to think if you're going to pull this off or not. So this has like so much information on this card right here. So this is the Chameleon stealth, which is great. It just is like an absolute bitch to like keep in your head conceptually what it does. All right. Chameleon. Plus 20% heat, 20% weapon heat is a lot. And 15 heat a turn. And then it's 2 ECM field. It takes our stealth. Takes ECM. Gives plus 2 ECM shield. And plus 3 stealth shield. And then plus 4 Chameleon, mimetic shield. Okay, so combined it gives our mech plus 9 to be hit against. Oh, and then it has, to add more information, at range, at enemy weapon range, adds another plus 235. Medium, long, extreme. Okay. Anything else I need to know about this? Yeah, sensor reductions. How much sensor reduction is this? It also gives us range. I mean, this is so clearly designed for a long-range mech that doesn't move very much, right? Takes max advantage of the mimetic stealth, takes max advantage of the increased sensor range, sits in the back shooting some sort of weapon, probably an autocannon, some sort of long-range autocannon, or because the heat's a bitch with this one. Has weight. How many slots? Does this take no slots? Or only takes 3 center torso slots. So you can't run it with an XXL. What could you run it with? Can you run it with just a Dreadnought? Dreadnought's pretty big too. Can't. You have to run it with the UL. Does it only take center torso slots? No, but it's got flex slots. You could probably run it with a regular gyro too. Could you run it with a fuel cell? Maybe. I don't think we have a fuel cell though. Okay, so it's 3 center torso, 3 tons, 3 CT slots, 6 flex. 1, 2. No, it's more than 6. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 flex slots. Very different. Very neat. You see 9, I see 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So if I had to summarize this, oh, it also gives 20. It's also, Jesus, I haven't even got the fucking sensor element of it too yet. All right, so it's also plus 20%. Takes ECM, advanced warfare systems. It takes ECM and active probe and armor. Probe. Okay, and then it does minus 50% reduce. Okay, so for us it gives plus 20% sensor range, which is really good. This is the active probe part of it. Plus 20% visual range. And then it gives minus 70%, minus 50% signature and visibility. Does it also have another one? It's got the jammer, but I don't really give a fuck about the jammer. I don't understand what this first one means. So I get the minus 50% reduced visibility and minus 50% reduced sensor signature. I don't really get the 60% sensor stealth intel signature reduction. Print the wiki pages, maybe. All right, minus 50% sig and minus 50% visibility. Okay. Oh, it's the info that you get from sensors? The AI doesn't care about that. Okay. So, all right. That's good stuff. The summary for this is long range, low movement. To really take advantage of everything it's giving. Okay. But it looks like moving the stealth systems around is fairly cheap from a labor perspective, so that's really good. So that means we can optimize the stealth systems we're using. All right. Lady must hate this chat. Why? Oh, because of that comment? Yes. You gotta admit, it's a dick comment. It's a dick comment when someone asks for clarification on something. You go, it does what it says it does. It's a dick comment. No one's denying it's a dick comment. All right. Why won't this go on there? Requires ECM, sure. All right, so this one doesn't weigh anything. Okay, so that's the chameleon. All right, starting with that. Understand our stealth system so we can build our boats, which is fine. I love this portion of the game. Literally love this portion of the game. So I'm super happy about that. Some people call it spreadsheet simulator. So this is the NSS. What does the NSS do for us? All right, provide sensor stealth. Slightly weaker anti-sensor stealth. Provides 5 base charges. Only takes, so it only takes 0 tons. It takes 1 slot. Replaces armor. And it's not flex. This is actually very light in terms of slots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It takes 7 slots, but it's 6 additional, right? So 6 fixed slots. Okay, it's pretty reasonable. It doesn't take ECM. Doesn't have a lot built into it in terms of what it does. So maybe actually a very good one for the Weatherman. So it's giving us 5 sensor stealth charges. So that's the base thing it does. Doesn't have ECM shield built into it, but we can stack an ECM shield with this. Doesn't give us any visual protection, but it gives us sensor signature. So it doesn't prevent visual locks, but it does prevent sensor locks. All right. So the big ones for us are 15% weapon heat. And plus 10 heat per turn. It is much simpler than the other one. So it runs just 6 stealth shield. 6 values stealth shield though is still no, it's 5 stealth shield. Okay. But it doesn't take our ECM. All right. It gives us no sensor information, but it gives minus 70% sensor signature. And that's about it, right? Oh, then it's got the range stuff. So it's plus 2 at it's plus 2 plus 4 plus 6. Okay. All right, so how do we summarize this? Where's this best fit? This is low usage of slots. Doesn't really help with weight, that's fine. What does it do? If I had to characterize this as a sensor system compared to the other one. The other one was long range, low movement, high heat. I should add that in that summary. This is fairly high heat as well, but it's a low slot usage. The other one's pretty much always active too. It's better for when we move, so it supports movement better. It still is decent at range. Okay. I don't think the reduces visual so they can't be targeted is correct, Sifa, because you can target someone without a visual lock. I think it just gives them the penalty no vision. I don't know what makes them actually fucking disappear again. Like off all locks. It shouldn't be vision because that isn't what vision does in this game right now. So this is fairly high heat as well. This is it's good at long range. Supports movement. And it's fairly high heat. And it's low slot usage comparatively to all the other stuff. Okay. But that's not what no visual range does, Sifu. So I think I'm responding to your same comment twice. Okay. All right. So that's the second one. That's the NSS. And then the third one that we're looking at is the third one we have available to us is the FF Stealth. Yeah. This one is minus 12%. This is the same weight reduction as the ferrofibrous, right? So this is minus 12% weight. It takes 2 Senators, so, and takes 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Takes 12 fixed. This is the one that's hard to fit. Okay. Yeah, but one of the stealth buffs will actually let you disappear again, Dr. Bois, because we see the enemy units do it. I don't know how they do it. Where I lose the ability to target them entirely until I can like spot them again. And I don't know what that is that's causing that yet. Okay, so this one gives us 5% heat weapon heat. 3%, 3 heat per turn. It gives us 4 stealth charges. Doesn't have ECM built into it. Both of these are armor only. Okay, what else does it do for us? Gives us reduced visibility and reduced SIG by minus 20, minus 25. Is that SIG sight or okay, it's visibility then SIG. Okay. It allows movement. It's very similar to the other one. Okay. It's 2, 3, 4 for range. And I think we read all the rest of the details off this, right? Okay. So if I summarize this, how do I think about this? Think about this as it's okay to be long range with this. It's still got pretty good, not great though. 2, 3, 4. I mean, it's still okay, but it's like kind of medium range. Allows movement. Low heat. Very high slot usage. And reduces weight. Okay. All right. Is there a raid? Yeah, some sort of raid. I think it's an offline host from somebody since I didn't get a notification, which generally means offline hosts. Maybe from probably a team-based offline host from like PS Hero maybe, or possibly someone else in the team. Marumba sometimes hosts me like that too. Yeah. Jorbs was an active host. That was a fairly moderate sized one. End of his stream. Okay, so all right, so we have our 3 cell systems sorted out, what the hell they do. That's very useful. They're very easy to move them around too. That's very helpful to know. Right. Now the question is, what the hell do we do with this information? Now that we have that information written down, how do we want to build these mechs? It's going to be a long mech-based session, chat. We've got a lot of rebuilding to do. We took a lot of damage. This is probably a good time to do it. We have a new mech coming online. We need to juggle all the parts and get them together. You need to factor in how signature dampener would affect them as well. You can't plug this in. All of these require something else. We don't know what it is yet. but even the chameleon doesn't allow it. What does this require again? So even that doesn't work. It says it requires countermeasures, but this is an electronic countermeasure. So. Thank you, mildly hot cocoa. I appreciate all physical body comparisons and compliments. Well, we weren't so broke. Not so worried about that. Signature dampener goes in other slots. No, it doesn't. It goes in the center torso. And it requires electronic countermeasures, which we can't have with this mech, this thing, because it literally doesn't allow it, and it requires mimetic armor. So it probably requires another stealth system, but we don't have right now. Okay, so can we find a fit for the Weatherman that uses stealth, that lets it basically run its full complement of missiles and keeps it relatively heat neutral? That's the challenge, the fit challenge right now that we have right now. So total slots off the chameleon are 10. Total slots off the NSS are 6, and total slots off FS field are 12. Well, actually, it's more than that. It's 13, 7, and 14. So realistically, the only stealth we're going to be able to get on this one is the NSS, because just everything else is not going to fit. And the NSS is light, long range, allows movement, fairly high heat, low slot usage. So be it. All right, let's keep the sheath on for now. We're not really going to do that long range, but this is probably the only type of stealth we're going to get on this guy. We already had an XL on there. Let's leave the XL on there. The Artemis can stay where it was too. We need that. We want the ammo if we can run it. We lose case dropping the Clan Pharaoh, so we will have to consider if we want to put a case on here, so when we get hit on the arms we don't immediately fucking explode. We're missing a fair amount of our heat sinking right now. We actually cannot physically fit this heat sink right now because it doesn't have a slot to go into. Gyro XL is the heaviest heat conversion kit. We don't have a we have now an extra exchanger, so we can make up for this heat sink. We're a little overweight right now. Is there a way we could run the other one? So what's the problem with this compared to what we could run? We can fit a Guardian with this, which gives us another 2 to be hit. Another 2 to be hit's kind of a big deal on something this shitty. But it's weight, right? That's the issue, is it's a bunch of weight. Wait, how does removing this actually add weight? Because it eats the sensor component? This is so weight efficient, this module. So insanely weight efficient. Any way we can make this lighter through stuff we're using in here? No. All of our can fuck with its engine core, I guess. We're not so worried about speed if we can get stealth on it. We can maybe bring it down to a 250. It's a bit of weight, but not a lot. How big of a hit was the 260 to the 250? So 260 brings it 6'9", 250 brings it, I think, 5'8", 5'9". If we're gonna stay at 5 as our move range, how low can we go with that? With 5, this is 5'8" from 5'9" down to a 225. 5'8" on a 220. Here's where our engine core collection comes in nicely. Still 5'8" on a 215. So where are the cutoffs? Okay. It's currently 6'9" with a 260, right? Okay. And we can go all the way, and it's 5'8" all the way down to a 220. Gotta go through this again. Sorry, we'll record it next time. So this is, what's 5.9 on a 250. And then that's when we hit 225, we start losing more again. Goes to 5.8 on a 225. Okay. But I want to get the electronic warfare in here instead of the sheathed beacon because I would actually like to get the Guardian ECM protecting us. If we're going to be using low movement, high range, which is what this mech's trying to do. The NSS was what? Still fairly high heat too, right? Which kind of sucks because we're low on, heat's not something we have a lot to spare on this mech. Every time we go down an engine core too, we need more space. So we got to be a little careful with that. 220 is still this. Where do we? I want to see where the next cutoff is. 5.8 still on a 220, but this is 225 is a +1 and a 2 or a -1 rather, and this is a -2 on a 220. So still 5.8, and then if we keep going down on 215. Wait, was that a 200? 225. Thank you very much, Wild Catus, for the 6 months resub. 5.8 there on the 225. Okay, this goes 220 is a -2. Still 5.8. 215. 5.8. Jesus Christ, man. Okay. They all hurt my cooling under 250. Although we have stuff we can do for that. It depends on the fitting. We also have those exchangers and heat banks, which are worth playing around with right now, since we have 2 of each. Or 3. I think we might even have 3 exchangers. It's 215. What's the 200 do for us? We finally losing a mobility. I want to know where my mobility cutoff is. Not 200 either. Still 5.8 on a fucking 200. We get so much weight back if we cut this down this far. Chat scoffed at me for keeping my engine collection. 4.8 is our cutoff at 190. Okay. Which is also a -3. So we could, if we're willing to play this game, we can do the 200 core here, which is -2 heat sinks. We have to fit 2 in. These 2 are now free heat sinks, but we have no other heat sinking on this. We get a shit ton of weight back and a fair amount of space back, although the NSS is boning us right now. So if we then drop the beacon and then start running the actual defensive stuff, because the biggest issue with the Weatherman is not its damage, it's a little bit about heat, but it's mostly about its defenses, right? So juggling that, we want Guardian ECM, and we want a decent probe, probably clan active for the ranges this thing wants to be operating at. Okay. And this now, the issue is heat, right? Like pretty badly with heat. We're way the fuck over heat right now. I see someone in chat has told me a couple times about we're decreasing weight by moving the long fires around. We'll have a look at that. What maybe we can do like LRM 15s. Depends how many LRM 5s we have to stack it, because we start running out of missile slots is the issue. This has no case right now, but it does have all the ammo we're using. No case is very scary on this mech, but maybe. And heat's a huge fucking problem. So let's say we throw in like a clan. We have a clan heat sink somewhere, clan exchanger. It's very lightweight, which is kind of nice. It's small too. Let's say something like that. We got headgear. It needs to be fixed. I'm pretty sure. What did we lose? Where are our sensors? Oh, sensor's primitive. That costs us a ton, so we should replace that. I don't know what sensors we have available right now, but let's say we have something. Got a sensor tracker, which is actually really good on this mech. That's a nice upgrade too. We didn't have it available when we first built this, so that's a pretty big thing. There's a missile range sensor too. That's a nice one as well. So this one lets us fire at, this one gives us vision range, sight range, sensor checks, which are powerful, and makes our penalties at medium and long less penalties. And this one just gives us straight up fucking missile range, both of which are really good. We'll think about that. We could also throw the Artemis 4 back in this head spot if we have the space to do this. That gets us I don't think it gets us a ton back. I think it gets us a spot back, but we lose evasion, ignore, and zoom. Maybe we don't want to do that. We'll think about this. Okay. And we have enough weight for another double heatsink if we wanted to do it. Something like that. And actually a case. This probably means we're running too small of an engine if like we can get all the shit we want on it. Pretty much, I'm pretty certain that the rule of thumb is if you can get everything you want on a mech, you haven't got enough on it, if that makes any sense. All right, so starting from there, how bad is the heat efficiency? Because we can get weight back by more. So, all right. Also, what are our weapon systems like for LRMs? What do we have spare for LRMs? We've got a couple. We've got 2 more LRM 15 Longfires, which weigh a lot more than the Clan. We can't replace Clan, but we can replace potentially Longfire for LRM 15 Deltas again. We lose range, which sucks ass. But if we're picking up just a general missile range, maybe we can get away with standardizing our ranges and running lowers. The benefit of running these is heat for weight, right? We lose accuracy if you're trying to move them in to torso slots. They are quite a bit less weight. Okay. So with this as is, how's the heat? So generating two Longfires at 20 and 2 Clans at 23. So this is 83 heat generation starting base. We've got 2 modifiers to that. I'm gonna account for character skill here. So it's 83 times 0.8, right? No. Yeah, times 0.8 times 1.15. So we're generating 76. What will you learn while you watch? How to play this game. Generating 76 heat around. How much are we venting right now? 2 of the heat sinks are neutral. And we have 6 and 6 is 12. We're venting 72. So this is slightly heat negative. Or slightly heat positive, rather. Oh, right. And I forgot the 10 off the NSS, right. So it's actually fairly... It's too much right now. So this is running too hot. Not by a lot, but by 1 or 2 heat sinks. It's close though. And this gives this thing, how much more evasion is it gaining? It was running Guardian. It wasn't running Guardian. It wasn't even running Guardian. So we gain 1 defense off this, 1 more ECM shield. That's 2. And then we gain 5 off the stealth. Plus any range. So we're gaining 7 defense, plus a minus 70 sig, and extra evasion at long range, long, medium, and extreme. All right. Do we have to downgrade the Longfires? This gives us weight back if we need heat. So the other thing we can do here, Chad, is we can exchange the Clan for a regular. The regular heat bank or heat exchanger plus is same slots but better heat, worse weight. Longfires go down, can drop in 3 of the LRMs in the arms. That's not what I wanted. 3 LRM 5 deltas. I can't drop 3 in the arms though. Gotta move stuff around. Can only do that once. What does that look like? Looks like ammo not there. Ammo's got to go somewhere else. Put it in the foot for now. Don't worry about it for where it is. Just gotta look at how I can fit these. Move a heatsink to the arm. Put a LRM delta. We can put the other Clan one there and run the deltas on this side. We need 2 more. Like that. It's exactly identical if we can't fit it like that. Okay, so that's... Deltas run cooler than the Longfires. Longfires increased heat or no? Increased range, increased heat. They're running at 20. The Deltas are 3 at 6 for 18. That actually probably does a lot for heat and weight. We go down to LRM 50 with the 5s? We don't. I don't think. We're getting 3 5s in for the cost of 115. That doesn't go down in missiles. Right. So, and if we move the clan to the arm, we could stick all the fucking ammo in there and run a case 2. All in that one arm. Okay, this is looking nearly where we want it to be. So let's take a look at the heat. We're running now 2 of these for 46, 3 of these for another 18. What I say 46 is 56 is 64, and then another 20 here. 84. Looks like 84 was really close to what we were running before. Did I do that math wrong? 18, 38, 58, 61, 74. I did do that math wrong. I got 74. All right, we're gonna use a calculator in math because chat's telling me 84 now. And I'm pretty sure it's 74, but maybe not. All right, 18 plus 23 twice plus 20. Okay. 18 plus 23 plus 23 plus 20 is 84. Thanks. And then another 10 off the stealth. So we're generating 94 heat. All right, but what are we sinking? We're sinking 2 off this, so that's 60, and then we have 1 extra and an exchanger. So we're sinking another 15 on top of that. So this is 75 heat synced. And then we're modifying. So this is, all right, times 1.15 times 0.75. And we're generating 81 heat after modifiers. And we're sinking, what did we say? 60 and 75. So we're sinking 75 heat. That's really, really close. Close enough probably to make this work. If we ever just fire like 1 less LRM5, we're probably fine with that. All right, is there anything we're clearly missing on this? We have to steal the NSS. Still able to fire Artemises. Got a case in when we lost the Clan Pharaoh. We're unfortunately running a stealth system with composite, which means if we ever take a big hit, we just immediately cry in our sleep because we lose our stealth system. Deltas have recoil. It's true. We probably want to move... We probably want our clan weapons on our arms. I think I have enough slots that we can do that. We have 3 floating slots, so we probably can move shit around. We're slightly overweight right here. So it's probably armor getting trimmed again. I don't really want to trim armor, but we probably have to. How do we feel about the headgear? I think the increased missile range is actually really good for us. How much do we need for if we go endo? Even clan endo is $1 million for this, right? That looks pretty fucking good. Let's print screen this one, throw it into our paint. So when we do the full rebuilds, we can do this. The big upgrade, there's huge upgrades on this. The Weatherman is pretty much unplayable at the moment because it can't stand in range of anything because it will instantly die because it takes full damage every round and has 0 structure, which means that anybody who has a weapon that that has an optimal above, like, you know, 200 is just drilling this fucking mech every single time. So this gives it a lot of protection with the stealth, which is kind of what we wanted. Okay, pretty happy with that. Cool. Let's back out of here then. So that's the Weatherman revamp done. That should be capable of keeping that thing a little bit longer. Yeah, okay. I can't really deal with... I can't play around the autocannons doing structure damage to us. That sucks. Let's hope it doesn't happen. Okay. Don't I have a better rangefinder? Maybe we can look later. I don't know that I do have a better rangefinder. If I do, it's new. Okay, so that leaves these 2, the respecking, trying to get rid of the Minotaur. Minotaur's been kind of bad. The autocannon's been kind of junk on it. So I was hoping to refit the Minotaur into something, maybe another long-range mech, for example. Possibly something like a PPC carrier. Since it has 2 ARM-based laser systems, but basically nothing else of use to us. We did just pick up something weird. Like, didn't we pick up, picked up the LBX AC-10. What's the range on this? 360. But it only fires once. It's not a UAC. So that's pretty unexciting. We could try the Gauss on here, but I'm pretty sure it won't fit. And also its optimal is pretty fucked. Although if we're shooting in medium range for us is anything over 240 but below 530. We can run an extra, we could shoot this at -1 accuracy penalty. This is gonna be super low heat. Can it even fit in the torso with the engine? Let's have a look if it fits at all first before we get too excited. Actually does fit. But not if we run any sort of stealth, right? Right. Or rather, we'd have to run the stealth we just committed to on the Weatherman. There's no way I can get the FF stealth on the Weatherman, right? It just runs out of slots too quickly. We need another 6 slots or something. So no. Okay, so we're not gonna be able to do that. Just trying to think what this guy could be useful for. Yeah, it's a very big gun. So we have those bombast coming back. These have been fairly good, but they require fairly close optimals. And we would only be able to run 2 on this one as opposed to 3 on the other build. The other build's pretty nice with bombast right now. So it feels like a bit of a downgrade. And I don't really want to steal these. Although if we did this, if we made the Minotaur into the bombard carrier, which we could do, the bombast carrier, what is this thing doing right now? This thing is currently set up to run 3 of those pretty much heat neutral. And I was going to build it into some sort of support mech, right? With all the support. No, this was going to be the heat boat. I guess we can do this first. Can we make this into a viable heat boat? If the answer is yes, then maybe we are willing to sacrifice the bombast. I would like to have a heat weapon again, since heat's a nice optional thing that we've not been using. That should be good for us. All right, we need ammo for this. Is 2 enough for 2 cannons? There, how many rounds per? 10, 20? Yeah, that's plenty. Okay, and then what do we do for SRMs? We can run 3 SRMs if we have the room. So move these to the other side. Pretty annoying. We're going to have to move these to the other side. Let's see if we can do it without the patchwork. Patchwork might be going on the Weatherman too. Just something to think about. We're going to need at least 2 SRM Inferno, maybe all 3. We have 5 of these now? When did we get 5 SRM Infernos? I don't remember that. All right. Yeah, we can definitely fit 3 launchers in here. Can't do it with weight, but we can do it with the rest. Is there any more weight going to come back? Yeah, if we can do armor. This is going to be close range. The stealth is less good for it when it's close range, but it's still better than nothing. And stealth that we can move on. I couldn't run the FF stealth though, which is too bad. Because FF, well, we could if we went down 1 SRM. Or if we went from XXL to something else where I didn't have to take those slots. It is going to be a close range something. XL Dreadnought kind of comes to mind. And then run stealth here. Oh, but we don't have enough free slots. And the total mech? No, it's legs. So we'll just move these out. That's fine. Forgot leg slots to this to us. This is going to be too hot, right? So the armor's about where we want it. The weapon systems are where we want it. The ammo is a little bit light, but still okay. We've got Clan Pharaoh built into this, so presumably we... Oh, it doesn't actually say it builds Clan Pharaoh into this. So we will take ammo explosions. Could put the patchworks back on if we want to. Oh, it's 5 tons over. I was thinking it was 55 of 55, not 55 of 50. Not sure we're gonna find. Does the missile range module make more sense on this? Maybe. How much is the missile range module worth in terms of active? If it's 30 at all levels, is that what it was? I don't know. We have a missile accuracy evasion ignore one, which I'd prefer to run on a close range mech, since I don't require. This is an FCS though. I can run a cockpit and an FCS. What was the other one? 20% missile range? No. The sensor tracker probably makes more sense here though, since medium range then is only one penalty. I don't think SRMs have a short range. Can someone look that up for me on the wiki, the Roguetech wiki, and tell me if SRMs have a short range? Not a minimum range, but a short range. Same with plasma cannons, I guess. This is a nice sensor. It'd be nice to use more of these. Okay, so this is too heavy. By a lot. And there's no way to really get the weight down unless we start downgrading the SRMs. It'd be really nice to have some SRM clan if they're lighter. Short range below 90. Ew. So we really don't want to fuck with, we don't want that piece of equipment here, unfortunately. The ER one. Because adding +1 shit accuracy to us kind of sucks. I don't see any tricks for getting 5 tons off this mech. I mean, that's a ton difference. So it would have to be a downgrade to the SRMs. Which maybe is okay. Don't I have... I've been stockpiling small streaks, but not SRM2s. If these were SRM2s, maybe. Do they do the same thing with weight? I love Roguetech chat. Yeah. All right. Mech time max succeeded. Oh man. Only Roguetech breaks OBS. Mm-hmm. Switch from SRMs to LRM4s loaded with Hydras. That's an interesting, or LRM5s loaded with Hydras. That's an interesting suggestion. I don't know if we have any more LRM5s. When we pick those up, there's a minimum range restriction on LRM5s. I think we only have 1 Hydra ammo as well. MML heat generation is pretty bad in terms of their missile, how much heat we can cause in the enemy. It may not be possible to use this Hunchback like this. The Hunchback Bombardier fit is pretty good right now. Although is that the one using the NSS? Shit, I don't remember which Hunchback was using the NSS. NSS was on the mech we just made, but what did we take it off of? It started on somebody else. It starts on one of the hunchbacks, but I don't know which. I just had a weird idea. No, it doesn't work. Okay. So, do we have to recreate the fit first? I know which one it was. It was the weight one. Okay, so that is the existing fit. That's good. That means we don't have to. That means the NSS is not accounted for. And the FF was medium range, allows movement, low heat, very high slot usage, and reduces weight. I mean, this is kind of a nice mech, and it's been performing well. Not incredible, but pretty well for a 50-ton mech. What if we don't worry about the heat boat yet? This one might be able to clan heat exchanger, right? Just out of curiosity. Is it even more efficient with the clan? Is it one clan heat exchanger and one engine better? Need a heat boat to start capturing mechs again, maybe. But we couldn't get it to work, right? So I guess the thing is to look at, this is our base comparison, which is decent. But if we are trying to get the heat components, the heat things to work on this, what are we doing to do that? Because we can't fit the plasma. We can't run the plasma, and the most efficient heat generation thing we have still are the SRMs. That is by far the best heat generation. We only have one quality of SRM, and that's the SRM 6s. There aren't any SRMs in the regular store. The faction store is a bit of a crapshoot. We'd just be looking at it to see if it fit, because we wouldn't guarantee this load again when we actually load the game that we're going to be using. So probably not. So the only thing we can do are the SRM 6s. And the SRM 6s are too heavy. We're 5 tons over getting the plasmas on and the SRMs. We have some MRMs, and we have MRM ammo, but we don't have good MRM ammo. I don't think we have any of the optional ones, the ones that change around. Our only heat weapons right now are plasma. So it has to be plasma and SRM or nothing, pretty much. I don't think it's good enough to just run 2 plasma here. It's only like 40 heat. 75 heat, which is okay, but not incredible. We really want the SRMs as well. The way we could make this lighter... Nope, an XXL engine, an engine XL, and clan endo steel, and clan ferrofibers for weight. No way to get stealth and make this lighter. Drop one of the plasmas. I don't like to waste that. It fucks with my happiness a bit. Wait, were we not using FF stealth a second ago? How did we get 3 launchers in here? Oh, we downgraded the XL. Can we just go down an SRM? We need ammo, and we need... Have to reduce engine core size for weight. So chat suggestion is something like this. Oops. Not trying to shoot at weird ranges. So let's think about some things we could do with this. How much heat are we generating off this? SRM 6s run hot, right? So these are 314s, a 15. No, this is the low heat generation stealth. Okay. And the plasma runs 30. Plasmas run hot too. Jesus. So it's 14 threes and a 30, right? 14 times 3 plus 30 plus 5. So it's running 77, including the stealth. Venting 60. So it's okay, let's do the math on the 77. That's times 0.75 times 1.05. Is it 5% heat generation? I think it is. For 60. That wasn't 5 heat, it was 3 heat, so the number's slightly wrong, but it's around, we're actually really heat neutral right now. Even maybe a little bit in our favor. You don't like the fine-tuning mech sage? I think it's super fun. So eating how many rounds? 18 rounds per. We have 200 shots, so about 10 rounds. It's about right. Plasma cannon has currently 10 rounds of ammo. It's about right. We're heat. Heat's in our favor. Got a ton and a half left. Stick an AMS on here. It's got the support slots for it. Run laser AMS. You know what else we could do with this, which is kind of interesting? We have 5 slots left. You know what takes 5 slots? A TSM and a laser AMS. Oh, it doesn't. That doesn't take 3 slots. It takes 6 slots. Fuck. I guess we don't really want it. It's not going to run heat pods. I was thinking we could overload the AMS to force heat onto the mech and then do it, but I guess that doesn't really work. I mean, that's close. If we want to run the heat variant, this is pretty close. We got a little bit of weight to play with. We could mess around with something like the gyros. What's heat alpha with this? That's a good question. So these are 18. They're 5 heat each. So that's basically 200 heat damage, a little bit shy. Is that right? 18 times 5? Yeah. With, I guess it's like 90 or 190 or something, right? What is that? Be 200 minus 10. Yeah, so like 190 heat off that. And then another 40 off this. So we're doing 230 heat alpha. Oh, right, 100, not 200. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, 18 fives for, I was thinking 20 fives for 100. I don't know how I got 200 out of that. But yes, so 90 heat. 90 heat and another 40 for 130. Math on stream, chat. I hate math on stream. 130. 130 heat's pretty good though. It's not bad. Be this mech's life would just be running around flamering people, which is okay. Its optimal kind of sucks. Thanks, Failing. Is it worth it? Does it do enough? We give up that bombast laser boat, which is pretty decent. But if we can take the useless AC-21 and make that into either bombast or PPCs and make this into something better, maybe we get overall upgrade. What are we doing with this extra weight? If we have fucking weight on this, has got to be AMS weight, right? We don't have a case. We don't have a case in here yet either. So maybe it's a clan case and some AMS. Plasma ammo apparently doesn't explode, but the plasma cannon explodes, which kind of sucks. I don't know what I can do about that. I don't think there's a lot I can do about that, honestly. But this ammo explodes. Will movement be enough? Good call. Can we get a better core to get in range more often? Currently running 610. I want an AMS on here too, maybe. 610. We can up it to a 265. 610. We can up it to a 275. 611. I don't know, man. It's not that exciting. Can't take our mask. Our mask is claimed. I mean, we have a bit more weight to play with if we keep the XL. The XL will block the spots on the side, though. We won't be able to run 3 SRMs if we run the XXL. No, the mask is accounted for. It's building. It's our next melee mech, dude. We have 2 melee mechs in a minute. They both need masks more than anybody else. Is going less than 250 lose movement? Good question. 250s are currently, what did we say, 5'8"? 610 right now, actually. 610. 5'9". Yeah, we really don't want to go down any core size. So probably this is a case somewhere. God, this is so uninspiring when you like have weight to play with, but you don't have the tools to work with. I really feel like I'm annoyed we can't get the double plasma cannons. I feel like there's some sort of fitting with some sort of fancy SRM that we could do better than this with. We can drop the clan active. We don't need range. We don't need sensor range. I don't need. I guess this is sensor strength. No, it's sensor range. I don't need sensor range or sight range. I need just basics. So for those, we'll worry about the headgear later. We'll figure that out when we have it. You can use a light clan is fine, or even just an active probe. Doesn't need to be clan active. Let's just say clan. Let's just say active probe for a minute. Maybe we could get the ECM suite in. I don't want to have to run Angel for the suite reduction though, so I can't run this. Right? It takes my ECM. Yeah, it does. Could run another C3 master, but don't all of the warfare suites include C3 masters? No. We only have one with the C3 master. It's on the catapult right now. Could run another C3 master somewhere in here. That might be useful. I kind of like the AMS though. Bacon here. No. I'm not willing to run that. The stealth reduction really wants, the ones that allow me to run ECMs with the stealth really require that I run Angel ECMs, because what I really need is this. See how the Angel ECM has another 15% reduced sensor signature and reduced visibility? I really kind of want that if I'm running the stealth boats. So I can't really run Bacons in these. So that weight becomes AMS. I don't hate AMS here. It's one of my few mechs that actually has support slots just floating around on it. So how good of an AMS could we run on it? We're probably not running super high skills on it. Could run the advanced. I mean, we have the AMS currently on the catapult that we could overload and stick on it. Armor isn't max. It's pretty close to max though. But you're right. We could get a little bit that way if we wanted. We might be able to run the laser AMS, but this won't intercept for allies. Could run personal AMS. We can't run the pirate laser AMS unless we don't have the heat for it. We're going to build something for that in a minute. We might be able to run the advanced AMS though. The catapult does not have more than 2 support slots, so it can only run 2 AMS. If we get both laser AMS on it, that might be something we are interested in doing. But we don't have 5 tons free, which is what this weighs. We might have 3 tons free. We might not. This requires ammo too. So we maybe could use the other one, the Mark II, and overload it, which does protect allies when it's overloaded, but runs into jam issues. It seems to have a pretty... Let's see what it takes to unjam that. That's the AMS Mark II. I don't think it took that much to prevent that jam chance, because it isn't... It says it has like a 50% jam chance, but it's a lie. It's like a 50% mitigated by gunnery, but the mitigation by gunnery isn't listed on the thing. What is that, the Mark II? AMS Mark II. Jam chance on overload goes to 0 at 12. But doesn't drop off that nicely. Like 8 is like a 28%. So it's not really where we want to be. We probably, if we are going to try to run, oh, this still has a fucking small cockpit on too. It's annoying. I'm like 3 to 1 outnumbered. You don't have time to lead. Heating up mechs can be a way to disable them. It can also be a way to capture them. We're about to add a 7th mech. We'll see. It might be possible. So what did this cost us? Cost us a case. This is the heat variant. We ended up swapping an active probe around. There's a small amount of weight here. To get a ton back here would require, we could go a light active probe that gives us half a ton. We have a quarter of a ton. We could actually still do AMS here. We couldn't do good AMS, but we could do shit AMS. We could do just personal AMS. We have the heat to run a personal laser AMS. It's okay. It's not very exciting, but whatever. So we ran that with a personal laser AMS. And then I thought this was 1.5. It is 1.5. I thought I had 1.5 tons. No, I have half a ton. Because this goes back to a clan active. Oh, that was a clan active. A light active is what we're talking about. Do we have enough